You can hundreds of exotic animals and marine life. Use promo code IHEART50 for 50% off admission when you book online at visitseaquest.com.
Fan forecast.
High around 59 today.
The Twin Cities home for Vikings talk. FM 100.3 KFAN.
KFAN and the Minnesota Vikings will be live from Shields in Eden Prairie on Tuesday, December 5th for our annual Toys for Tots broadcast presented by Unreal. We'll be collecting donations for Toys for Tots from 5:30 in the morning to 6:30 p.m. and we need your help. You'll have the chance to see current Vikings players and enter to win great Vikings prizes. Be sure to join us on December 5th at Shields in Eden Prairie benefiting Toys for Tots. More info at KFAN.com, keyword toys.
Hey, Boggs.
Yeah, buddy.
Quickly before we get to our guest.
Yes, sir.
One of the NFL writers wrote this about the Deshaun Watson injury.
Yeah.
The Browns had Josh Dobbs on their roster this season. They traded him along with a 7th-round pick for a 5th-round pick.
Yeah, that's right. He started the season on their squad. That's right.
Yeah.
He's been with Dobbs has been with 6-7 teams.
7, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never know when it's going to fit.
3 teams this year. Hey, Rosie, you know what?
Yeah.
I hope you can feel it, what I deal with every day.
What's that now?
You're the shortest guy in that room right now. You can feel it?
Not quite, but it feels good. Having covered a lot of basketball teams over the years to look up at Parker Fox. How tall, Parker, you're how tall?
I think it's about 6'8". Yeah.
6'8". Oh, you're a little taller than that.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
So,
Parker, you're a foot and 2 inches taller than me. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
Really 5'6", huh?
I'm 5'6",
Wow.
yeah. Dude,
Wow.
welcome to the show. Thank you so much. It's not like a kid in college is apt to get up this time in the morning just to come in and talk on the radio. So thank you for that, man.
Well, yeah, especially me too. You know, I'm in year 7 now, and I don't have any in-person classes, so you usually wake up around 9:30, 10. But when the K-fan calls calling, you know, you wake up a little earlier. So
the fast phone.
So your college is sort of like Mark Parrish's was. You don't go to any classes.
I majored in basketball.
Hey, I already got 2 degrees though, so you know we're good to go. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Way outdid me.
We have so much to talk about regarding that.
Right.
But tell me about that. What 2 degrees do you have?
Yeah, so I got my undergrad from my previous school. I was in Aberdeen, South Dakota at Northern State University, and I had to get a degree in sport marketing administration with a minor in business, and then came to the U and got my master's in sport management. So
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
You got your master's already.
You're also the only one who has a master's degree in the entire station.
There we go. I got a leg up. Perfect.
What are your plans as far as using that? Because there's so many tentacles that have occurred in the sports business world. Podcast, not just that, but just the business side of it. It's a really blossoming business right now.
Oh yeah, it is, and you know I don't have the exact answer yet, but I love sports and I want to stay in sports. You know, this is being from Minnesota, I'd love to stay here, be in sports. You know, I grew up loving the Vikings, loving the Timberwolves. So whether that's a front office kind of deal, or whether that's staying in basketball and doing player development, or I just started my own podcast about a year ago now, and so I kind of got into the the broadcasting, speaking side of it as well. So I'm kind of just experimenting, seeing what works for me and seeing what doesn't work. Gotten really close with Jim Peterson, who obviously does the Wolves games, and that'd be something I would love to do, eventually down the road. But just continuing to grow and learn, and all. The sports world is so vast. So I'm learning every day.
Again,
How
I
old
should
are
do
you
it.
again?
I'll be 25 here in February. So I'm on year 7.
4 years older than Anthony Edwards.
How about it?
I know.
Well, let me go ahead and give a full introduction.
Sure.
Again, straight out of Matamidi, Minnesota, redshirt senior for men's basketball, Golden Gopher men's basketball. Parker Fox is our guest. Interesting because of the transfer situation. I believe you were one of Ben Johnson's first commits ever when he got here, and then sadly, your first year you tear one ACL. The next year you tear the other ACL. So you just this year played your first game in Gopher colors. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, first game was this year, and it was it was definitely a whirlwind. Like I said, being from Minnesota, growing up a Gopher fan, it's was one of my dreams to play Gopher basketball. And I actually was a court kid. I would sweep the court, and back in like the Rodney Williams and Trevor Mbakwe days, and I'd be out on the court and sweeping the sweat up. And I thought it was I would see Roddy Williams dunk, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I was like,
he could get up there.
Oh my goodness, yeah, no doubt about it. I remember he had like a 360 dunk in transition. I was like, that was maybe the coolest thing I had ever experienced in life. And now it's something I can do pretty, consistently and easily. I'm like, okay, I got to that level. That's, that's pretty awesome. So, it was definitely a whirlwind with the, the 2 injuries and all that kind of stuff. But, now that I'm here and, I stuck it out and I'm living through it and I'm living proof that, you can do it. You set your mind to it for sure.
I recently read, I think it was last week, Paige Becker's one of us, and though, of course, she's out in UConn, who's playing here, I think, next week?
Next Sunday.
Yeah, against the Gophers. But she did a deep dive on her own ACL issues. I mean, really doing a medical sort of study about how the muscles work and how to try to prevent this from happening again, and looking at a different training regimen. You've gone through this yourself, and what have you learned, and how much kind of that work did you do yourself to psychologically along with physically get to the point where you are now about being back on the court, being confident, and being able to contribute to this basketball team?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of isolation and some crazy dark days, and sometimes where you got a lot of self reflection and that kind of stuff, and you learn a lot about your body. You learn all the muscles that you need to get stronger and everything you need to go through, and the lateral shifts and being able to decelerate and being able to jump vertically. Like, there's so many moves in basketball that you need to have down before you want to get back out there. And I read some of that stuff about Paige as well, and me and Paige actually talked a little bit, just kind of through I remember when she got hurt, I just reached out to her and we chatted for a while, and she works her butt off. She's a world class just worker in general. So she was going to be all right, but that's really all it is. You just got to work. You got to show up every day. Even though days you don't want to show up, you got to show up, and if you're able to do that, you're able to put that consistent work in through about a year's time. You have the potential to get back and get better. But like you said, the mental is that's really the beast. Physical. I think for athletes like myself, where you do physical all the time. You're up at 5 a.m. doing conditioning. You got weight training. You got practice. Like, that's the norm, right, for an athlete. But this mental battle you go through, where the second guessing and the doubting yourself, that's not the norm. As high major Division I basketball players, we want to be confident. You want to have that. You stick your chest out and be proud of who you are. But when you have something that takes you down like that, and you can't do anything about it, that's where the mental beast kind of comes in, and that's the hardest part. Because I always said, like, Parker Fox doesn't have a problem with his mental health or anything like that. Like, he's super strong, but those are the days, those dark days, they test you, and you got to find a way to get through. And feeling emotions is good, and talking to a sports psychologist, and Klay Thompson actually introduced scream therapy, where you just go in a dark room and you just yell whatever you need to yell or scream at.
You do that all the time, Sauce.
Yeah, that's when I lose it. We're not talking about me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
So you just go in a dark room and you just yell whatever you need to yell at the top of your lungs, and he claims that it really helped him, really worked for him, and something maybe give it a try.
I think the other thing, too, is, and this is a long way to get to what I'm about to say, but it makes sense in my brain, so buckle up here. But
here we go.
When Lewis Seen got hurt for the Vikings, one of the things that Coach O'Connell kept saying is he's still a part of the team. I think, and I'm not trying to show how old you are, Perry, but I think in your era, when you got hurt, back in those days, it just wasn't the coach's job to babysit you.
No.
I think now these younger coaches and the way that the sports are going is they want you, even though what you just said, you got to get up every day and go through this, they want you to know you're part of the team. I think that's a big thing going forward with a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, it's that psychological battle, because like at the end of the day, you get into a game and you got to sit on the bench. You got to go to the end of the bench. You got to, you're not going to play in the game. You feel that kind of divide, but at the same time, there's so many other aspects of a team, when you talk about being an actual, cognitive group and, being able to, bounce ideas off of each other, trust somebody, all that kind of stuff. Being part of a team is so much bigger than just, the playing time. And that's something that Coach Johnson preaches, a lot as well, whether it's me or whether it's one of our walk-ons down at the end of the bench, like, we're a unit and we're going to win as a unit. We're going to lose as a unit. And I think, KOC does, a good job of that as well.
Parker, I got to ask because I see you wearing your Gopher hockey hat.
I was wondering if you noticed that.
And you just don't see it every day where the basketball and hockey worlds actually combine.
Yeah.
You tend to be one or the other. So how did that talk to me about your hockey fandom?
So actually, hockey was kind of the first Gopher sport that I, grew up falling in love with. My dad had season tickets, and we would go to Gopher hockey games. We sit in section. Oh my gosh, the best. And I still do it. I go by myself. A lot of the times too. I just go up there, and now I'm friends with, not friends, but close with the people that kind of run the game and the security and that kind of stuff. So they let me kind of go up there and sit in the suites and just hang out by myself, and it's awesome because I just love the sport. Being a Minnesotan, growing up, going and playing on the outdoor rinks, all that kind of stuff. I lived a block from the outdoor rinks, so I would hop on my four-wheeler and I'd go down to the outdoor rinks, and I would play all day. You order pizza from Domino's and just sticks in the middle and play on the outdoor rinks.
Amen.
And I got a little too big for it, and everybody's like, "Who's this big guy out there?" But I'm like, I'm not that good. Trust me, I'm a basketball player. But yeah, hockey's just always been one of my loves, and I continue to stay with it. So yeah, it's fun.
Again, we're talking to Parker Fox, redshirt senior, the Gopher basketball team. So take us behind the curtain a little bit with Ben Johnson's team this year. We know we had a rough year last year, the Gophers did, and sometimes those rough years turn into, you blossom and figure it out how to grow from that. So tell us about the squad, and you got a big game tomorrow night here against Missouri.
Yeah, I think, like you said, some struggles in the past, but we love where we're at. We love the guys we got in our locker room. Guys that are, for the other person, for their teammates. And that's the way we've been playing. You can see it in our first couple of games. I think, we are averaging right around 100 points a game. We're scoring the ball really well. We're passing the ball really well. And we got depth. The past couple of years we couldn't even practice sometimes. We couldn't even play in practice because we didn't have 10 healthy guys. So, how are you supposed to get better? How are you supposed to, work on your game when you can't do that kind of stuff? So, we love where we're at. We love where Coach Johnson's put us. And, we got our first test of the year coming up here tomorrow at 8 p.m. at the barn. And, like Rosie said, I think, the barn is a special place. And
Absolutely.
it's, you get it rocking, you get it going, and especially against an SEC team coming into our place, it's we're really excited. So it's going to be our first real test, and the guys are pumped for sure.
That's all. You know what? And again, you did mention it, Rosie, and thank you for that. At Williams Arena tomorrow night, 8:00 tip. Tickets available right now. A big opponent, man. Missouri comes to town to play Golden Gopher men's basketball, and Parker Fox is our guest, and we got a lot more to talk to you about. But we did put out the bat signal, and Parker, you when you walked in, we were talking about the terrible injury that happened in the ice hockey world, and of course, the gentleman with the skate has been charged with manslaughter over in England. And Lawyer Lambert's on the phone right now. Can you punch him up over there for me, there, Super Saucy, please?
Yeah, correct. He's punched up.
Lawyer Lambert, hello, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Could you
I always get nervous when I get the bat signal call.
Right. Well, you know the story. We talked about it. I don't know if you were listening or not, but obviously you know the sad Adam Johnson story, the terrible story. And so the gentleman's been brought up on manslaughter charges. We know you are a lawyer here, not in England, but can you just give us a real quick breakdown, the difference between manslaughter and all the other charges it could have been and what it might result in?
Yeah, of course, I don't know what the punishment would be over there. I'm assuming some level of a U.S. felony. So manslaughter is certainly unintentional, almost accidental, causing murder or great harm. In this case, I'm puzzled by it because I've heard a number of the players that were actually on the ice saying that there was no question this was a horrible accident. I mean, he didn't, whether there was any intent there or not, I don't believe they're going to be able to prove that. But clearly it's a terrible result of the conduct by this player. And there was, I mean, if you've watched the video, he does come up toward his head and his neck. And so I think that's what they were looking at. So I'm not sure the criteria that the prosecutors in England are using, but it is a level. I'm assuming a felony level charge in England.
Wow. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting case to find out what, and again, what a precedent it would set as well. So I appreciate the input there. That we were just kind of wondering exactly what we were in for in here and what the difference between manslaughter and any other kind of murder charges. So thank you for the input, man. We appreciate it very much.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah, there
you
goes.
know.
Yeah.
Call me.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Larry Lambert. Normally he's in studio with me over here, so we had to track him down.
Cute little call me there at the end, too.
Yeah, he did say that. I know.
He was talking
Yeah,
to Rosie.
He's always hitting on me. It's the weirdest thing.
We had such a good time the
That's
other
my
night.
dad, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Oh, by
sure.
the way, your mom was there too.
Okay.
Rosie, now you're crossing the line.
Now we're talking about it.
Come on.
Now you're crossing the line.
All right, so Parker Fox, we'll break and we come back and we'll do the regular show. And you can just be a part of the show. We'll ask you some more questions too. But let me get kind of emotional for you if you don't mind for just 1 second. So your first game, finally, in a Golden Gopher uniform at that arena, you played 15 minutes, 3 for 3 from field goals, 1 for 3. You actually are on that court after being a young man, wiping down that court after putting in all that time. Was there emotion from for you and from you actually stepping onto the court, number one? And number two, did you find yourself mentally thinking about your knee while you were on the court?
Yeah, great questions. My whole family was there, so that was, super special. I definitely, I checked in the game and the ball was down. The family sit behind the hoop on, one of the ends, and the ball was down on that end. So I actually got to check in and kind of go right down in front of them and just kind of looked up to them. And, they were there the whole time through, the whole surgeries and everything like that, and very supportive. And so I was very grateful that, they got to be there and experience that with me. And yeah, there was definitely emotion. I heard it from the crowd too. There was a huge applause, which I was, just eternally grateful for because, it means a lot to me. And yeah, so definitely some emotions, flooded me. I think kind of an emotional guy as it is. And it was, a long journey in 2 years. And it's, definitely was awesome to hear it from the crowd, and definitely got me pumped up. Probably maybe jump a little higher, run a little faster, that whole deal. But and no, you don't really think about the knees. I think when you go through it like this, if you're thinking about the knees, I think you're still not ready. And if you're thinking about the injury, you're still not ready. And I know where I am at in my career. I've been through 2 injuries, and I'm the oldest guy on the team, and who knows what basketball has for my future. So I just live it up, whatever happens, and you just go out there and give what you got, and let the rest kind of fall into place.
We could talk more about it after the break, but I think you can be a big inspiration to a lot of high school kids who are going through similar, and I'm sure you've heard from a lot of them as well,
for sure.
Boys and girls.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of girls suffer ACL injuries in basketball in particular. So, I mean, it's an inspirational thing for you to see what you've gone through and got to this point back to playing basketball and doing what you love to do.
Yeah, it's been a big part of the podcast too.
Yeah, that's great.
Inspiring.
What's the name of the podcast?
The Double Down Podcast. Yep, Double Down Podcast on all.
In-N-Out Burgers.
Double down to the blackjack team.
Yeah.
There you go.
On all the podcast platforms out there, everything?
You can
That's great.
listen to it wherever. Yep.
Fantastic. So
That's sweet.
Awesome.
That's cool, man. Well, so far so good. This is great, dude. You're fitting right in. So nice job.
Awesome.
Yeah. Stay right there. Parker Fox, Mark Rosen, Mark Parrish, Cast of Thousands. One more segment. Again, you can watch at KFA.com/watch. Thanks to our friends at Quantum Fiber. The entire next segment commercial free right after this on the Fan.
For more information about contests on the station, go to kfan.com/rules.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-775-5622. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-775-5622. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-775-5622. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Staples Holiday Deals mean amazing savings for the holiday season. Right now, save 50% on custom holiday cards and invitations, as well as custom photo gifts like mugs and calendars. Offer ends 12/16. Visit staples.com/print for more details. Have yourself a merry little holiday deal at Staples.
Hey, Twin Cities, Chris Hockey here. If you're considering replacing the windows in your home, here's why you need to call my friends at Builders and Remodelers. First, triple pane Elements windows are the highest rated windows in the industry and are only available from Builders and Remodelers. Second, your custom built windows are installed by trained and certified professionals. And third, the warranty's incredible. So before you purchase windows anywhere else, check out Elements Windows from Builders and Remodelers. And for a limited time, qualified buyers get an incredible 5 years no interest or save 25% off your project. Awesome products at great prices. Go to buildersandremodelers.com today. Nobody does it better.
At Shane Company, we believe everybody deserves to shine. That's why we create fine jewelry that's unique, personal, and crafted with care. Every engagement ring center stone is hand set by our expert jewelers. Every diamond meets our superior standards for sparkle and beauty. Every gemstone is chosen for its spectacular color, and our free lifetime warranty is the best in the industry. 'Tis the season to shine. Shane Company, fine jewelry since 1929.
Welcome to Quickie Burger.
We'll take 2 quickies with fries. Extra fries, Wade.
Hold on, I need you to wait.
Wait, aren't you supposed to be quick?
These guys are nothing like Pronto.
That's right, little brother. We arrive within 24 hours.
Or pay $100 for every day you wait.
Guaranteed.
Hello? Anybody there?
We're out of here.
Same day furnace repairs.
Only at ProntoHeat.com.
Oh, hey there, Ben Lieber here for Archway Contracting, the local company that doesn't do gimmicks or shortcuts. Heck, they don't even do jingles. But the things they do, well, they do them right. Archway Contracting delivers top-rated, honest, quality work for your home. If your home's exterior is affected at all by hail, oh, hell no. Keep it local. Contract the pros at Archway Contracting to inspect your roofing, siding, and gutters. Just head over to archwaycontracting.com. That's archwaycontracting.com and tell them Ben Lieber sent you.
This is Angela Warner for Warner Stellian, and I don't know about you, but I am not the most patient person. Waiting for something once I've decided on it is really hard. So why wait for Black Friday to score up to 50% off appliances? Warner Stellian is guaranteeing Black Friday prices now, so you can finally replace that almost broken dishwasher with free installation on top brands. You can upgrade to that bigger fridge and faster stove and take 2 years to pay with your Warner Stellian card. Shop now at warnerstellian.com.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
If you're looking for new pickups or SUVs at bargain prices, look no further than Mauer Buick GMC in Inver Grove Heights. Terrific deals available right now on half-ton Sierras, a big selection and big savings on Acadias, Terrains, and Yukons. Remember, at Mauer Buick GMC, we're not number one, you're number one. Great savings on half-ton Sierras, Acadias, Terrains, and Yukons. Available right now at Mauer Buick GMC. Visit MauerBuickGMC.com. That's MauerBuickGMC.com.
You're free now. Free to stream beyond your wildest dreams.
Rom-coms, slasher coms, space operas.
Free to fill your feed with impossibly chonky chonkers.
Cats, corgis, babies on demand.
Free to make your smart devices do silly things.
Bowl of chips on the Robo-Vacuum.
Free to open a world of remote work and a portal into Gametopia.
Who's the boss now?
Free to be everything you imagine and then some. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
From the 651 Carpets Plus, home of the Next Day Install Studios, this is the Power Trip on FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
The Power Hour continues at KFAN.com/watch. It's powered by Quantum Fiber. And are you planning to be in Las Vegas for the Vikings game? Then join the Power Trip Morning Show as we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Las Vegas on Friday, December 8th. All thanks to Mall of America. Stop by for laughs, Vikings talk, and see the Initials game live. Find out more info at KFAN.com. Just make the keyword calendar.
Man, that'll be here before you know it, huh? Crazy.
Yeah. I was sneaking up.
I think I screamed a little too loud. If I remember.
Power Trip Morning Show. By the way, tomorrow night's game, Gophers men's basketball at Williams Arena versus Missouri, right here on The Fan. Tomorrow night, game starts at 8 o'clock. So make sure you tune into that as well. And our guest, Parker Fox, from that Golden Gopher men's basketball squad, in studio with us right now, having a conversation with Roser over there. And it looks like Sauce and Parrish are having a conversation too. Everybody, we're actually on the radio.
Oh, we what?
Parrish is telling me about his non-buried electrical lines, and I said, call Finch Home Solutions.
Is that what you guys were talking about? Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
that's exactly what we were talking about. It was
you.
very
Well done.
interesting.
Well done.
Yes.
Parker Fox, what's your favorite kind of music? What do you listen to?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm kind of big into the country right now. Do a lot of country music.
Give me a couple artists.
Man, I've been Zach Bryan guy.
Yes.
This new Zach Bryan guy. I don't know if people are listening to him, but he's awesome. My dad is a big country guy. It's actually his birthday today, so I got to give him a shout out.
Well
Shout out
done.
to my pop's first birthday today. But he's a big Eric Church guy, Kenny Chesney guy. So we do a lot of that, and then obviously in the basketball locker room, we got a lot of hip hop going on. So which is great. I like listening to that too. So yeah, no doubt.
I believe you went to the same high school as one Tommy Olson. Is he a living legend there?
Living legend, T.O. His face is everywhere. Matamita High School.
Get away with it.
You can't walk 5 feet in Matamita High School without knowing or hearing about Tommy Olson.
Or seeing him standing in a corner. He's always there.
That's weird that he's there.
Yeah, he's still there somehow.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Still trying to get that diploma.
Yeah, no doubt. No, Tommy's the best.
He is the best.
He is the best.
He's one of a
that
kind.
whole family's the best.
That is, yeah, no doubt. He reached out to me last night. He's like, I heard you're getting on. I was like, hell yeah, you gonna be there? And nope. So, unfortunately not. I haven't seen him in a while, but he actually did a
job now.
Yeah, he did the Gopher game too. He broadcasted the Gopher game. And that was awesome.
job.
Michigan,
He did
right?
a great job. So yeah, that was awesome. Seeing his face and hearing his voice. So yeah, no doubt.
No, that's a podcast I'd listen to.
There we go. Yeah, I got to get T.O. on.
Parker
No
and
doubt
T.O.,
about
that's
it.
it, yeah.
No doubt about it.
So
Double
happy
down to be different with Tommy involved.
Happy birthday,
that would be
Neil
huge.
Fox.
There
Happy
we go.
birthday to you.
Yes,
Right there.
thank
Was he a big athlete as well, like yourself?
Yeah, he's in high school, and he was actually the crazy story about my dad. He's 6'8", but he graduated high school at like 5'10", 5'11".
Whoa.
Didn't grow until college. So
bloomer.
yeah, definitely kind of interesting. I was like, the height. My brother was the same way. My brother was super short. Now he's grown up to 6'6". He plays basketball at Wisconsin Stout. So he's sprouted up too. So yeah, late bloomers, I guess.
Yeah.
When did you bloom, so to say?
Oh, I was high school. Yeah, I think it was quick though. I think my freshman year football weigh-ins, I was 5'8", 120. And by the time I was a senior, I was 6'8", 200, and now I'm 225.
No wonder
like
your
that,
knees
so.
hurt.
I know. It happens quick. It happens
A lot
quick.
of growth
No
plates.
doubt about it.
5'8", 120?
5'8",
Did
120.
they take you into child protective services?
They should have. I wanted to complain about being the double backup quarterback, but I was 5'8", 120. They couldn't put me out there anyways.
Yeah,
but
right.
it gotten hurt.
I was told that you were like a champion high jumper. Is that right?
Yeah. I found a lot of success, in high school and track. So it kind of just was a fun activity for me. I was obviously committed to basketball, and all my focus went into basketball. And I even told the track coach, I was like, hey, I might not be able to come to practice because I have basketball and stuff, but if you want me to come, I'll come to the events and I'll win the events for you if you want me to. So if you want to have me, I'll do it. And I was I actually had some track offers out of high school for high jump. I was one of the best in the States, so it was just fun, just something to do.
How do you know you're good at the high jump?
I think just like from playing basketball, I knew I could jump. I could jump high, and I was like that. Switch the word, jump high to high jump, and it kind of it works there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. I had my
backwards flop.
There you go. Yeah, my form was horrible. I couldn't do any form, and had these little like 5'10" kids like bending their back over the bar, and I was like, that's impressive. I can't do that, but I can jump way higher than you. So we'll take what we can get. But yeah, that was fun. Track's an interesting one because it's so social and it's so there's so much downtime and so much interacting with other people, which I love. So it was,
lots and lots of girls.
Yeah, lots of girls.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
That's how Hawk did it.
Yeah, that's not a joke. It is the truth.
Anything.
Yeah.
Hang out with the girls.
Yeah. I love South Dakota. Did you like living in Aberdeen?
Yeah, I loved Aberdeen. It was definitely an interesting spot. It's bigger than people think. It's about 30,000, and so there was enough people in there, enough to do, and the community loved basketball. I think when I committed to go there, I didn't really know where I was going, what the hell I was going to do, but we led the country in attendance for Division II for 15 straight years, top 30% of Division I attendance. So basketball was huge there. Everybody loved it. So you had so much community support. You go out to dinner and people are trying to pick up your tab, and I'm like, hey, you can't do that. There's some NCAA rules here, but I appreciate it. Yeah, great time. Made great friends. Lifetime relationships. So,
well, your head coach Ben Johnson committed to you, even though you were dealing with your first ACL, right? So, if you could speak to your relationship with Ben and what people, and he's gone through some tough times here.
Yeah,
I mean, but his resolve is pretty amazing because you know his background.
Yeah, just resiliency. He recruited me. He was actually, when I was in the portal, he was actually still at Xavier as an assistant coach. So he was trying to recruit me to come to Xavier. I didn't hear from him for a couple of days. I was like, all right, it's all good. Maybe, he's busy or something like that. And then they announced he got the job. And then the day he got the job, he actually called me. And I was like, okay, this is obviously important if he's going to call me the day, he got the job of his alma mater and, he wants me to be a part of that. I thought, that meant even, a little bit extra. And the biggest thing he said to me, and I've told this to people before, is he said, imagine going somewhere else and then thinking what it would have been like, being at the U. And like the moment he said that, I was like, yeah, you're right. I grew up, I breathe this stuff. So, so I commit and then, I tear the ACL. And, I think a lot of other coaches would have, probably said, good luck, figure it out. Hopefully you find somewhere. And, Ben didn't even waver. I remember calling him and, he's like, all right, let's get you here. Let's get surgery. Who are you going to get surgery with? It was very professional. And, that just instilled more confidence in myself as well, kind of hearing that, hey, it's all going to be good. Let's get you healthy and let's get you back on the court. And, I think that's kind of a testimony to who he is as a guy and what he wants this program to be about. I think, it's obviously it's about basketball, but it's bigger than basketball too. It's building that kind of family relationship and getting the right guys in the locker room. And I think he's done an awesome job of that. And from the, staff, everybody down, it's a good group and we're very fortunate.
In basketball and all the college sports, there's the NIL bid.
Yeah.
I think one of the things with basketball is you could have a lot of the NIL money, but these blue bloods like Kentucky, Kansas, Duke are going to get these guys.
Yeah.
How does that affect some of the younger guys that you have on the team?
Yeah, I think it definitely does. I think these big crazy contracts are kind of 1 in a million. You get these guys that are getting these $1 million contracts. It's like, it's kind of a dime a dozen. You're not going to get everybody to get those kind of contracts. But when you talk about this kind of smaller scale NIL for us as a team, it definitely impacts people. I think you've seen us lose guys in football and basketball to kind of this NIL deal and these big schools getting guys that they maybe wouldn't have gotten, but because they have the the boosters and people back in their programs, they get a little extra money. But for us as a team, we have a collective, Dinkytown athletes. They do a great job, trying to get us a little extra money here on the side. But like I said, it's kind of nobody's getting these $1 million contracts. Nobody's doing that kind of stuff. But I think it's a fair compensation for what we do, and it's there's obviously been a lot of debate about this in the past. The whole pay for play, that kind of deal, and it's in its beginning stages, and I'm interested to see where we'll go. The new commissioner of the Big Ten came in and he talked to us, and I actually asked him. I said, where do you see with UCLA joining, USC joining, I said, where do you see, an even playing field when it comes to NIL? Because, UCLA, USC, they're going to be able to get all this money and pay these athletes way more than, maybe like an Iowa or a Minnesota or Wisconsin can. And, he actually mentioned that he thinks he's going to see it kind of plateau, kind of level off, and it's going to be hard to sustain paying guys $1 million, $2 million a year, and then you're taking that money away from the program and you're giving it to individual guys. So I think it's going to level off a little bit, but it's definitely fun. I think for me, it's more of like small scale, like, hey, who can I interact with, who can I meet, and what company would possibly give me a couple thousand or two, and how can I help them, or how can I just kind of got that business mind when it comes to that. So it's been fun for me to kind of think through that.
Parker, it's cool, and Rosie's going to write you a check right now. This is a fantastic and exciting moment.
It's like
Rosie,
8 Manny's gift cards.
There we go. That's worth it.
Rosie, that's my checkbook.
That's your checkbook, yeah.
Well, that's cool. And again, what you were talking about, working with companies as well, that's a future job for you as well. You never know, right? I mean, there's lots of great companies here in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's something that's Coach Thorson, one of our assistants, obviously you guys probably know Dave, and
long time.
Yeah, great guy. And he's always thinking that way. He's always wired that way. It's like, hey, what connections can you form? Who can you meet? Because eventually, the ball's going to stop bouncing. You gotta move on with life. So no doubt.
I think there's still this feeling that, as you know, Minnesota produces a lot of great high school basketball players.
Awesome.
And closing the borders, we hear that term over and over and over again. Can Minnesota, we've talked about it in football all the time. Let's just talk basketball, because you only need 3, 4 guys to kind of turn a program around. Can they do what's necessary to get back in the conversation, not just make the NCAA tournament, but make a mark in the NCAA tournament? And what is it going to take to do that?
Yeah, I think, personally, I think we have the pieces right now as it stands. But like you said, closing the borders, guys like, Jalen Suggs, Matthew Hurt, Chet Holmgren, guys that have kind of left and gone elsewhere, what does it take to kind of flip those guys and keep them home? And, we were actually at, Will Humphrey's house last night, and, Chris Humphrey's dad, and he was talking about
interesting guy.
Yeah, interesting guy, no doubt. He's great, and he was talking about Chris was actually committed to Duke, and Trent Tucker told him, he said, why would you go to Duke when you can do what you want to do right here in your backyard? You grew up living this stuff, and I think there's so much truth in that. Why go somewhere else when you can live out your dreams right here in Minnesota, be at home, do it in front of your family and friends, and for me that's special. And if anybody thinks the same way as I do. I hope people do, and I hope people continue to stay home and, make this, program special. And I think we're kind of laying the foundation right now. Like I mentioned, Coach Thorson, he mentioned to me, he said, this is the early stages, these are the bricks. You're laying the bricks of what we want Gopher basketball to be like again, like they were in the 90s and that kind of stuff. So I think it's a special place, and I'm grateful I get to be a part of it.
I think to your point, too, is you see a lot of these really, really, I'm a tad older than you are, but Adam Boone played at Minnetonka.
Okay.
One of the best. He's one of the best high school basketball players I've ever seen. Yeah. He single-handedly beat Hopkins multiple times. It was must-see when I was a no, I'm getting to a point. but he had an offer to North Carolina, and he went to North Carolina.
Yeah.
And then a year later, he's playing at the U. Yeah. And it's the same thing that you're talking about. We're like, you're not, even though as good as he was, he didn't even start for North Carolina. You start here. Like why does it matter where you go? You can do the same thing here.
You're right.
That was my point.
Yeah, and I think
I haven't talked in a while.
I think that's you get your points in there. But that's Minnesotans in general. I feel like Minnesotans love to stay here, be in Minnesota, and I think a lot of people leave and then they come back, and I think I don't know. It's just I'm grateful I got to do it. That's for sure. So I hope others can follow my path and continue to do that.
If you're just tuning in, Parker Fox of Golden Gopher Men's Basketball is our guest, and you can, of course, hear their next game versus Missouri tomorrow night on this radio station, and you can go see the game at Williams Arena. It starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Tickets are available. Go to gophersports.com for all the information there. You're 24 years old. I haven't been 24 in about 30 years. What does a 24-year-old do for fun when he's not playing basketball?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm just such a basketball guy. I'm such a sports guy in general. I'm just, every night. I actually have 5 TVs in my living room.
Yes. What do you live at a Sears?
Best Buy.
I put a picture of it on Twitter, and we got one mounted, and then we got 2, and then we got 2 stacked on top of each other. And I got the NBA League Pass, so get 3 TVs, get the NBA League Pass, and then there's usually a game on ESPN, and then there's maybe a game on Fox. So I'm kind of boring, honestly. I just watch sports. I watch the Vikes. I watch, Timberwolves. I watch the Wild. I watch, just NBA in general. But other than that, when it's summer, I got my cabin. I love to go to my cabin. Love to fish. Love to do water sports, that whole deal. I kind of like to get outside, be outdoorsy. Not really into the video games and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm just a basketball guy, really a podcaster, basketball guy. I love the game.
That's great.
Want to stay in the game for a while. So definitely, I listen to a lot of podcasts. JJ Redick's podcast, one of my favorites. Yeah. So,
He's a basketball player, Perry.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm a basketball guy, if you can't tell. No doubt about it.
Yeah, that's not the average 24-year-old right there.
No, this whole time I've been thinking, this is one very impressive young man.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun, Chris?
Oh, man.
Loaded question.
Yeah, let's see. It depends on what time of day it is.
Careful. I don't know where this is going to go.
A lot of naps in this room.
If I had that many TVs,
I'd go blind.
Well, as Charles Barkley always says.
That's not Charles Barkley.
I don't know. I keep telling you. Yeah.
What do you think of the Wolves' hot start and how last year the team they were like, we got to trade all these pieces. They brought them all back and they've caught fire here.
Oh, I love it. I think I've already been to 3 games, I think, as it is, and I've always been a Wolves guy, even through the tough days, the Pekoviches and
Lexi
Sped, one of my favorites, Karolinka, all those kind of days. But this is awesome. I think it's and hopefully it doesn't go down the Minnesota sports fashion, and something happens. But I love the way it's going. I think Anthony Edwards is a generational talent. Jaden McDaniels is an elite level defender. Mike Conley is a great ball distributor. He's assisted turnovers the highest in the league right now at 30-something a game. And Karl Anthony Towns obviously very talented, and you got Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert. It's like this team can it's depth, and it's got a lot of pieces. And I like being a fan my whole life. It's, you've gone through some tough Timberwolves days, but now it's, you kind of see this bright light, and I think it's 7 wins in a row, which is the most since like 2003, something like that, which is insane. But we've had a little bit of Minnesota sports success with the Twins this past year too, and it's fun to root for a team that's winning, and I think that's as a fan, I get to say that, and it's exciting for me, and hopefully we continue to win and make some real noise, because playoff basketball is probably my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, it's great.
So I hopefully I get to a couple of those games this year.
It's super fun.
As a 24-year-old, would you consider yourself a Swiftie?
A Swiftie? No.
Doesn't sound like it.
Not a Swiftie, but I think everybody's a Swiftie right now with what's going on. I think she's the hottest topic in the world. So obviously with the whole Kelsey deal, but the NFL's kind of turned to that now. It's like you turn on the NFL game and where's Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
And I actually just saw a TikTok this morning where she's like, she got escorted out in a popcorn bin instead of walking a machine, or I'm like, you can't even walk out of a stadium.
They bring her out in like a
janitor's closet.
Supply.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Well, she's still on her Argentine tour because they host Philadelphia. Is that Monday night?
That's the Monday night game. In Kansas
City hosting Philadelphia.
That'll be a great one.
Yeah. That'll be one of the best regular season games since that Rams-Chiefs game where they scored 7,000 points.
The Eagles will beat them.
Oh,
I'll take the Chiefs.
Where's that one at? Where's it at?
Kansas City.
It's in Kansas City. The Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites. I'll take the Chiefs.
Done.
All right.
50? Whoa.
$50, $100?
That's fine.
All right.
That's fine. No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. $50. I'll take the Chiefs minus 2.5.
You got it.
We like gambling here.
A little bit. No comment. No comment. No comment on the game.
That was a test. You
Wise
passed.
choice.
PR train, media train.
Hey, Perry. Perry, I want to bring this up before I forget, because I highlighted this today so I could ask you about it. Players are going to the first ever training camp held by Minnesota's Professional Women's Hockey League team today.
That's awesome.
The 6-team league is expected to begin playing in January. The league announced yesterday that the Minnesota team's colors will be purple, black, and white, with dark-colored jerseys for home games and lighter color for away games. The team still doesn't have an official name, though The Athletic reports that a trademark has been filed for Minnesota Superior. But Women's Professional Hockey League in Minnesota. How about that, huh?
I love it. I saw that too. The unis look sharp, and I'm looking forward to hearing what the name is. But no, I think it's spectacular. That the women are doing this and doing it on their own. Really, I mean, it's been so impressive, and I love how they've dug their heels in and made this happen. It's just awesome. I'm looking forward to going to some games. That's for sure.
I got a secondary to the Minnesota hat. So my girlfriend's actually on the team.
Nice.
Taylor Heisey's her name. So she's on the the new team here, and she was just with the U.S. team down in Tempe, and then they were in L.A. and now she's back home, and training camp starts today, so she's super excited, and it's pretty awesome. I think I never watched kind of women's hockey growing up. It was always the men's, and then I got to the U and started watching women's hockey, and they're so talented and they do some good stuff. So it'll be exciting.
The Olympic teams have been phenomenal.
It's no longer just a boys game. That's for sure.
And you watch those those Olympic games versus Canada, and they're so high level, and they're hitting each other, and it's physical, and it's good hockey.
That was the highlight of the 2006 Olympics.
Yeah,
I got to say though,
Canada.
she's not just on the team. She was drafted first overall.
Yeah.
What? She's a stud. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she was the first pick in the draft.
She's a player. I've watched the game in Tempe. Yeah, absolutely. She can play the game.
No doubt. Yeah, it's
cool.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. No doubt. I've definitely watched a little bit more hockey because of that now.
You should.
I love it. I love the game. Like I mentioned before, I love the game, and it's a lot of fun. I get to learn more about watching with her and watching the Wild. We've been to a couple Wild games and that kind of stuff. And obviously not out to a great start, but still good hockey, and it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Love it.
Speaking of the Wild, they're playing in Sweden. They're over there right now. We talked to Joe O'Donnell earlier this morning. We asked you about whether you'd played there, Parrish, or not, but you played a lot of trips where you've gone overseas and stuff like that. How tough is that?
Well, it's exciting, but it takes time. I'm glad they go over there quite a few days early because it just takes time for your body. Getting used to the sleep. We're creatures of habit, especially athletes. We're creatures of habit, so we're used to the certain times going down and eating and all that, and everything gets thrown off. So and it's not like you just all right, it's 2 days and everybody feels better. It varies. Some guys it takes. Some guys feel good right away. Others, it's going to take the whole time. Others are not going to feel good at all the whole time and get back and be happy.
Barry, they play on Sunday?
Yeah.
At 7 a.m.
Yeah, you're going to be watching.
Time?
You're going to be watching my pregame when I go on at 6:30, aren't you?
No, I got my alarm set already.
Yeah, thank you, Hawk. I appreciate that.
We'll be up, yeah.
Parker's doing a podcast about it.
Yeah. It's called No Way.
You guys got me up at 8 a.m. This is even earlier.
They're getting you up at 6 on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a story
my
in itself.
whole goal is going to be don't swear.
Yeah, we'll fall asleep.
My God. Yeah, because the Saturday, we got the 10 o'clock game, so we're on at Audrey at 9:30. Literally, we have a 6:30. So that means technically we're supposed to be there an hour early, so I got to be there at 5:30 in the morning.
Man, when's that? Why is that
Not
McDonald's
a chance am I going to be there. You guys know how good I am at getting on time at 5:30.
Yeah, you've gotten better.
Yeah, you've gotten way better.
Yeah.
No, Jonas Brodin's having a lot of fun taking his teammates around. I'm sure
It's awesome.
It's
yeah,
really
all
cool.
the Swedes that they got on the team for sure. I mean, it's super cool. We joked about it on the radio, but I wish we could have gotten over there. You guys would have absolutely loved it. The Old Town, the history. They got a few thousand years on us here over in America, so it's just awesome.
I had the thrill of going there when the Vikings played a preseason game against the Chicago Bears. I think it's Sweden, Gothenburg. It looks like northern Minnesota. It's beautiful, beautiful
blonde hair,
area.
blue eyes everywhere.
Oh,
yep.
Goodness.
All right.
Great stuff.
Yes,
Wow,
Hawk.
easy,
Yes,
both of you.
Hawk.
Yeah, no
Use your
kidding.
imagination, Hawk. And yes,
and multiply it by 100.
Yes.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
All right. Okay. Have you been there?
I mean, I was 5 miles away from it, or kilometers, sorry.
Come on, get it right.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in.
I was in Norway in February.
Oh,
but we were
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
very close.
5 kilometers.
Wow, look at you. You're so smart.
Fancy.
World traveler.
Parker, how much does Mike Grimm bug you?
Oh, Grimm's the best, man.
He is.
Grimm's the best.
He's a great dude.
He just does great work. He's obviously very professional, but he's got a great personality, and he's somebody that oftentimes in media, I think some guys don't love media, and some guys rather wouldn't talk to the media, but you always make time for Grimm. Grimm does a great job, and he obviously loves us. He loves the university, and he loves us as
he's a great
maybe
dude.
someday you'll be sitting next to him
There
doing
you
the color
go.
commentary.
There you go.
I would
love
definitely
to.
see that.
I would love to
definitely see that.
Sign me up, no doubt. Sign me up, no doubt. But next, we gotta get Chris back out there on the court. I remember the first game when you were helping us assistant coach.
That's
You're
the reason
1-0.
you were here right now is because we met that day, and I know I don't think it's any accident that you guys won that game.
I don't know. Yeah, we're 1-0. We need another one.
What's your favorite play, Hawk?
We had the triple primary triangle offense.
Yeah, worked to perfection too.
It's possible.
Nobody understood it but Parker.
Yeah, I got it. You didn't even need to draw it up. You just need to say it, and we ran it to perfection. It was great.
Well, this was great, man. Thank you so much for making the time.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks, Parker.
Thank you so much.
And tell Coach Ben we'll talk to him soon. Good luck tomorrow versus Missouri, and continue to stay healthy and have a great year. We'll just make this a regular thing, man.
Let's do it. I'm in. Sure. I'm in.
And thank you, Michelle, for making this possible as well.
Yeah, this is
That's
great.
work. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks, fellas.
Roser?
Yes, sir.
Give me a prediction on that Vikings game. Come on now.
Well, listen, why would they stop now? Russell Wilson's having a good year, but this defense is on fire right now, and Josh Dobbs is feeling it. I'm hopeful we're going to hear that JJ's back this week. That would be sensational, but the Vikings are going to win this game. They're just rolling. They're rolling hot right now, and they'll win. They'll find a way.
Love it, man. Love you, Rosie. See you next week, buddy. Mark, we'll see you on Friday.
See you Friday. Love you guys.
Love you. Take care of yourself, everybody. And don't forget, you can't take care of others if you don't do that thing. You got to take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Paul Allen is next on The Fan.
KFAN
Total Traffic.
From the Quick Trip Traffic Center, here's a look at the road. Start with news. In St. Paul and in Egan. 35W a little bit different with your usual delays. It's 26 minutes north.